Hi everybody. I've been getting contacted a lot quite recently about how I choose to do my auditions, how I chose my characters for my upcoming series, and just for personal opinion on voice work talent info. So the first informational video I'm doing for you here are tips for the directors and producers. So basically I'm just going to talk out what you're seeing on the screen, and most of this is general knowledge if you've been doing voice work for a little while. I've put in my personal take on most of these, and while some of you may not agree with these tips, just please keep in mind that all of these aren't going to apply to everybody. Everyone is going to be looking for something different. People have different tolerances for certain situations, so it may not be exactly how you would respond to a certain situation, but I'll stop rambling and just get on with it. So I would appreciate any comments, questions, your thoughts. If you want to leave them in the comments or personally inbox me, it's always nice to hear what other people have to say, and I'm sure I missed out on some things, or other people might want to hear another point of view about a specific tip. Casting calls. Make your casting calls easy to read. When you're putting lines for people to record, make sure the characters and lines are separated so people can clearly see what they need to read. Always give a short bio, including age, sex, and voice type for all of the characters that you are looking to fill roles for. This will prevent people from having to contact you for this information, and they will be more likely to audition rather than pass you by, as your production will look more professional. State exactly how you would like your auditions given to you. If you want them by email, then list this contact info. For YouTube, if you prefer a video response, state this. If being sent to you, also state how you would like your audio files saved, whether it be MP3, WAV, etc. Give an example of how you would like the file name to be. For example, your name _ character _ line number. If someone can't produce the audition in a format you want, you have the choice of accepting it anyhow or denying them to audition. If people don't send the audition correctly, politely ask them to check your casting call and submit it properly. And if they can't be bothered to follow directions, you probably don't want to work with them anyway. After you have chosen your cast, it's polite to let everyone who auditioned know whether or not they got a role in your project. If someone didn't get a part and they would like a criticism for their audition, go ahead and do it. But normally, don't worry about it if they didn't ask. On YouTube specifically, a castless video is appropriate for this. Just don't hand out parts. Don't cast roles specifically to your friends, and don't cast yourself unless there is no other option. Don't cast multiple roles to the same person unless you 100% feel there's no one else that can do the role. And this is really up for personal debate. Scripts and recording. Proofread your scripts the best you can. Voice talent shouldn't have to figure out which spelling of a word you actually meant or try and put proper sentences together. If you don't read or write the natural language of your script, there are others out there who are willing to help with scripts. Don't be embarrassed to ask for help. Be organized. Keep contact information, emails, messenger names, forum or account names, etc., properly saved somewhere. You should never have to use the excuse that you couldn't contact someone because you didn't have their information. Try not to send lines over a messenger, text, or simply by typing it out in a message. it's always best to have a contact email and to send lines as a proper named file so it doesn't get misplaced. Don't send bits and pieces of the script only where your voice actor's lines are. Either send the entire script or at least 2 to 3 lines before and after their lines. This will help them put the proper emotion and context into their lines and cut down on re-records. Don't bug your voice talent unless it's been a substantial amount of time. If it has just been a few days, leave them be. If you ask for lines in 2 weeks' time, it's okay to send a reminder email halfway and even 2 to 3 days before. Remember, your voice talent works for free. Perfection is not guaranteed and shouldn't be expected. Your cast shouldn't be hurt if you ask for line redos here and there, but make sure to give specific direction on why you need it re-recorded. A tip for this is to record the line yourself, how you would imagine the emotion and context to be, and then send it to them if they are still having trouble with that line. If you have some sort of fallout or argument with someone you're working with, please keep it private. Do not make comments, messages, or videos and rant through them. It's rude and it shows you are unprofessional. Often you may end up isolating yourself from the community because of this mistake. Always use credit in your projects. Usually these people are not getting payment for working with you. It gives other potential directors the chance to see how the talent works and is just courteous in general. Some voice actors like to use these things for their resume and work histories as well. If it doesn't belong to you, give credit. Canceling projects. Things happen. If work or family issues arise, people will normally be understanding if you need to postpone or even cancel a project. Having file problems over and over may shun people away from working with you. This is also true if you have a habit of canceling many projects or not continuing them, but you start new ones right away. I hope that those of you that have stayed to watch and listen to this video have found it helpful in some way or another. And if you've done some of these yourself, don't be too hard on yourself because we all started somewhere. As always, I welcome any comments or questions, and I ask that you leave your personal opinions or even variations to these tips in the comments so that myself and others can read them. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.